The reason why your pastor and these so-called Christian colleges use multiple versions of the Bible because they don't believe that God is able to preserve his word perfectly without any error. So at the same time, these guys are saying all these books are the word of God, or I got the word of God in my hand, but at the same time, they don't believe it because they say that God is not able to preserve his word because they say that there's errors. So if you don't believe in it, why even preach out of the book? Why even go to a church like that? All these modern Bibles do come from the Alexandrian cult, where there were Gnostics, pagans, and philosophers. All these people right here, they mangled the word of God, and that was the critical text, right? So all these Bibles come from that text line, which has been corrupted in Alexandria in Egypt. And Egypt is a type of the world. Instead of sticking to the King James Bible that derived from Antioch of Syria, and Antioch, that's where they were first called Christians, and it's the majority text that made the King James Bible, because they were pushing out the word of God because they know that at that time that there were good translations. But then you go to these Alexandrian, the minority texts, they don't have much because there were no good. It was literally found in a monastery in a trash can somewhere, and they put that out there to make all these modern Bibles to make money. See, the King James Bible doesn't have a copyright on it, but all these other books, they have copyrights because these are man-made books, and they're against the deity of Christ, and they take out the blood, like where it says that we have redemption through his blood. They take that out because they don't want you to know what redeems you is the blood of Christ. And that's a critical point to understand when you're trying to know what the gospel is. It's his death, burial, and resurrection. It's the blood that was shed. And they want to take that away because they want you to trust in something else. They don't have no final authority but themselves. So all these people, I don't take them seriously when they say they got the word of God and they're preaching out of the Bible and this and that, but they don't believe it. That's nonsense, you know? How can you trust somebody who doesn't trust God's words, and they're putting words in God's mouth? That's why there's so many multiple Bibles out there, because they don't believe in a perfect translation. They don't believe in God at all. They don't take him at his word. But I believe that God made an inerrant, infallible word of God, perfect without error, and there's no mistranslation. God is not the God of error. He's not gonna give us a book full of error, because that's a spirit of error. So I trust in him. I trust in his written word, because that's what led me to the word. And I have the pure words of God, not no closest to the word of God. I have the word of God in my hands. When I'm at church reading the Bible, or I'm doing Bible study, I know that I could trust in his word. I have a sure word of prophecy. I could read that book, I believe in it, and not like these other people who use multiple translations because they don't believe what God said. If they believe what he said, they wouldn't correct what he said. And sure, definitely, they wouldn't use a Bible they wouldn't use a book that comes from Egypt, the type of the world, you know. So I would stay away from those churches. And on top of that, they have a mess of like a bunch of heresy in there, a bunch of false doctrines. They don't know how to rightly divide the word of truth. So stick to the King James Bible, and all these other Bibles, basura.